Good evening. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Give me a yes. Someone write something in the chat. Dun, dun, dun. We'll get started here shortly. What's up, Harrison? What's going on, guys? Obviously, what's going on, Bimblet? I don't know who you are. I probably know who you are, but you probably have a different YouTube name. Welcome. We'll get started. We'll get started on time. 8:16. Give some of the what up, Wick? What up, dude? Give some of the the tardy a chance to be here on time, as always. No more than an hour. Could be a half hour. Depends. You know. Hour tops. Could be done 30 minutes, 45 minutes. That time. Depends how fast we get through the content. You know. Vessel of Joy. All right. Good evening, everybody. Mr. Green here from Trade Phantoms. Welcome. I was supposed to have a camera on me, but I didn't have one. I'll figure that out for next week. That's cool. Yeah. Welcome. This is obviously on YouTube, so this is public. We have probably a majority of the people in the room are Trade Phantoms, part of Trade Phantoms Pro. And obviously this is an opportunity for people to check out Trade Phantoms as well. Hopefully we can broaden our community and let, the outside world see what we got going on in Phantom Land. So I am one of the instructors here at Trade Phantoms. I'm also the psychology guy. All right, so we're going to talk a lot about trading mindset and psychology, but I'm going to give you probably a different perspective than you think, most likely. We do one of these classes internally with the Phantoms crowd once a month, and, we go over this. We jokingly say it's a therapy session, but it is, it is kind of like that. I could sit here and just tell you, hey, set your stop losses. Don't touch them. And then you keep touching them. Hey, don't take profit so early. And then you take profit early. Why do we do that? Well, that's what we're going to look at. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of a look at some of the outside factors that can get in the way of trading and investing. I can tell you this right now, what I've learned in my time of doing this, and I've done it for over 13 years, whatever it is, okay? Working overtime, absolutely will. My pleasure, though. This stuff I enjoy, man. This is my giving back. I wanted to be a clinical psychologist before I went into finance. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I really wanted to help other veterans with PTSD and substance abuse, and I went to school for psychology, right, at first, and then I switched to finance. But that's why I probably take to this so well. I enjoy it, and I also know that out of the 10,000 plus traders that I've worked with internationally, over my time, 99% of their problems is the mind game. People put such an emphasis on strategy because they think that's kind of the get rich quick part. Look at people, I'm going to tell you this right now. There's a lot of strategies out there that work. Obviously, there's some that don't work. But at the end of the day, it's not the strategy that gets you. It's the mind game. And that's my experience from teaching this and being a trader for so long. I've met a lot of smart people that know a lot of strategy. And, they just get so spun up. They're trading every day. They're doing well. And without a doubt, possum, and they just can't get over the hump. And the hump is always the mental game. It's always the mental game. So we're going to dive into that, though. All right, so let's go to the agenda real quick, some compliance stuff. Before we get started, here are some rules. Rules, we like rules. Copyrighted, please do not record this. No videos, no pictures. We don't guarantee profit or success. It goes against federal law. And obviously, Trade Phantoms, we are an educational institution. We are here to teach you what to do, not tell you what to do. We are here to hold your hand and guide you through that process, but we're not going to drag you across the finish line, as I always like to say. So that is what Trade Phantoms is. We are a community that teaches people how to do their own trading and investing. Today's agenda, how to avoid trading emotionally. That's going to be the theme. That's today's theme, the agenda. All right, the agenda to attack that theme. Routine and structure, guidance and community, and the will to be great. Okay? You see, I didn't write the will to win. I did. When I first created this PowerPoint today, it was the will to win. And then I said, you know what? That contradicts a lot that I say, because it's not about winning and losing. It's about being great. It's about doing the process right. Right? When you start just worrying about winning and making money, usually bad things happen. Okay? Absolutely, Ryan. Absolutely. Everything will be posted. Without a doubt. You got it. That means Ryan's leaving. He's skipping out on town. But that's okay. All right. Let's go. Routine and rules. One thing that I learned very early in my life, and I learned this from my dad, but I didn't apply it because I was a punk. I was a troublemaker. I didn't start applying it till I was in the Marines, is a routine and being consistent. You'll hear me say I'm consistently consistent. Guys, everything I'm going to talk to you tonight about is going to be outside of trading and investing. I can almost guarantee you, if you're not profitable, and that's the key, if you're not profitable, or let's say you're profitable, but you think you should be more profitable, there could be some of you that are trying to get to that next step, because there's tiers to this stuff. Years one, it took me a year to get profitable. Year 1 to 2, we're going to talk about giving back and teaching and all that stuff. But that was my biggest leap, because I started reinforcing what I knew and I started educating people. I wasn't getting paid for it, but that was my best trading year. And then, year 4, year 5, you get to certain levels of this, right? You get to a master level. You're always learning, but you get to a master's level. I believe that. And being consistent is very hard for some people. And what I want to talk about is this. It's not just about trading and investing. It's about what you got going on in your life. You got to be realistic. We talk a lot at Trade Phantoms with the mentorship and all that stuff. Like, how are you going to revolve your life around trading and investing? How are you going to do that? And a lot of people are confused when I say that to them. And I'm like, well, stop. Most people that come into this have jobs, they have kids, they have lives, they have their own routine, whether it's a good routine or a bad routine. They have things. And then they want to learn this skill set, which isn't easy. It's not. Let's call it for what it is, people. The failure rate is so high in this business. It's to even attempt to do it. There's either two kind of people that come into this. There is the get-rich-quick person who thinks they're going to learn it fast, who gives up quickly, or there's the other person that's a dog, and they're resilient, and they're willing to go put in the fight. And even the dog isn't prepared for how hard it is. Because I was the dog, and I got into this, and I'm like, I'm a pretty smart guy. I can learn how to do this. And then I found out, I was like, oh, man. All the degrees and all the diplomas and all the countries I traveled to and all the information I had didn't mean anything. This is its own animal. And there's little things that are, and what's funny is if you simplify it, it's actually not that complicated. But we don't do that. Human beings, we don't do that. We complicate things. That's what we do. We take our will, we enforce it, we enforce our thoughts, our actions, and we make a mess out of things. So being consistent, that means you got to take what's going on in your life, and you got to be consistent about what kind of trader and investor you want to be. One of our members, I still battle with her today. She She can't figure out what kind of trader she wants to be. She wants to trade futures. She's got a really good job, a high-paying job. That takes a lot of her time. I tell her, Kate, I want to say her last name, I say, Kate, you can't trade futures. You don't have time to be a day trader. There's something for you. What are you trading right now? Maybe it doesn't fit into your routine. I understand it that people have aspirations to only want to trade. That is where you want to get, okay? I understand that. Not everybody here does it. People like their jobs. I got people in this room right now that make $500,000 a year. They're like, Mr. Green, I ain't leaving my job. I don't blame you, right? Then there's some people that hate their job. All right. But while you're learning to do this, you're going to work. You're going to continue to do it until it can pay, unless, you're in retirement. And, that's probably, in my opinion, the best demographic. Someone who's retired, has money in the bank, they're 65, they got all the time on their hands. But that's rare. That's rare. And that can sometimes not be the best demographic either, because they might not be hungry. I like someone that's hungry for it. But what is going to be consistent about your routine in this? You have to make it consistent. And you have to choose an asset class that's going to fall into your routine. Okay? You're going to have to. All right? I've had the same trading routine for almost 7 years, 8 years. I read the same things. I look at the same things. I get at the computer at just about the same time. All right? And I finish up at the night. As a swing trader, I'm on that computer at 8 a.m. every morning. I read my stuff, I chart my charts, all right, and then at 5 I check it, all right. I'm a swing trader. I'm the now as an FX trader, I'm at the computer or teaching a class at the computer during announcements and things of that nature. But that's like Mr. Blue. He's there during the open. He's there when he has to be. Okay. So. You get you, Wilson. We'll get there. All right. But how many times did I fall, not complete the task, and then get back up? I had someone in my other area of life. I'm very open about being sober. I've been sober 14 years, and one of my 14 years, November 2nd, actually, is my date's actually coming up. It's like I get 2 birthdays a year, my birthday and then my sobriety birthday. November 2nd, 14 years. And one of my mentors always said to me, he said, Anthony, we all fall off the path, but we just don't want to fall off too far that we can't get back on it. That's life. You're gonna be consistent, and then you're gonna be inconsistent. And you're gonna fall off that beaten path. The question is, can you get back on it? Will you get back on it? Right? Those are intangibles that I can only inspire and talk about. I can't teach you that stuff. All right? And we're going to get more into that in the next couple slides about who you surround yourself with, staying motivated, right? Because everything sounds good until it gets tough. And then once it gets tough, at first you might be resilient, but how resilient are you? Are you 6 months resilient? Are you a year resilient? Are you 2 years resilient? I've seen some people get kicked in the face, punched around for 3 years, not learn this, and still come out on the other side and make money. Not everybody's cut that way. So I'm trying to give you some tools to get you through that. Give me a yes if that makes sense to everybody. Because this is what it's about, people. There's some of you out here in the room right now that are like, I don't need the motivation. There's some of you that are drinking the Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid. Okay? Drink the Kool-Aid. I'll tell you why you drink the Kool-Aid. Okay? Because it's easier. A lot of you would think, well, I just need one more little inkling from a strategy from Mr. Black, Mr. Blue, or Mr. Green, and I'll be good. That ain't your problem. I get that all the time. There's one thing I'm missing. No, that doesn't. Life don't work that way. There's not a golden nugget. Okay? There's not a golden nugget. Most traders that have been trading for a year or two, strategically wise, are good enough to make money. I tell them that. They don't believe me. I'm like, you're good enough to make money. You're just a mental misfit. You're just a mental misfit looking for an answer. But you've stuck it out this hard. You're resilient. Be consistent with your schedule. Be consistent with your schedule. Okay, if you work a job 9 to 5, then you might not be day trading. the stock market. Maybe you got to have the 24-hour market. Maybe you swing trade options and stocks. You guys that are out here understand, a lot of you understand what I'm saying. If you need the 24-hour market, then you won't need to swing trade, then Forex looks like a good option for you. Whatever is going on in your life, work, kids, routine, family, I don't care. You have to revolve this around that. And let me tell you something, people. It's possible. Because I learned this going through school, working a job in the industry. I've always boxed competitively. I did all these other things while I learned how to trade and invest. But I was very structured. And I stayed in the cycle. No matter how bad, no matter how frustrated I got, I stayed in the cycle. All right? So routine and rules. Can you follow them? All right? I can see a bunch of people just hopped in right now, so I do got to do my due diligence, spread the good word. I am Mr. Green. That's my name. We would love you if you are not a member of the community. If you're a member of the community, this doesn't, billions? Noah? I'm going to say no. Millions? Yes. Not billion. I don't believe billions. I don't believe you don't got the lifespan to do it. We don't have enough time. So I'm going to say no. I say that, can you become a mini millionaire, 10, 20, 30 million in this business after a period of time? Absolutely. You're not going to make billions. You want to make billions, you need to have an idea like Tesla or something like that. No, I don't want that to discourage you. I'm telling you, no. Mathematically, it's just not there, man. It's just not there. Okay? Of course, Mark, you got it. Maybe, Matt. Maybe. But Matt, you get 100 million. Let me tell you something. I trade with 7 digits, no lifestyle representation. It took me 3 to 5 years to get there. Trade with $1 million. Okay? I can tell you this right now. All right? I can tell you this right now. You start trading with $10, $20 million, you don't get filled completely all the time. Guys, we teach you how to trade using institutional order flow. We teach you about balances and imbalances. If you got $100 million, whoever just wrote that, being serious, you become a market mover. You move the market. Yeah, Matt, absolutely. What's going on, Montu? Hey, good to see you, man. You become a market mover. So it changes. The beauty of what we do is I'm at a perfect point. I'll tell you something real quick and then I'll continue on. I was trading with about 3.5 million and I was obsessed with building the account. And then I realized time's not on my side. It's good to be, I'm at a perfect spot. I don't want to trade. I purposely stay at that. And then the other money that I make goes in other directions. I purposely stay there. I don't want to trade with 5 million. I don't want to trade with 10 million. I don't want to run into that position because I know people trading with 10, 15 million, they start running, even in FX. They run into liquidity issues. All right? There's a lot of opportunity. What's up, Aiden, my man? There's a lot of opportunity. But I like the idea of wanting to be a billionaire. Maybe maybe you prove me wrong. But I'd say, 20, 30, 40, 50 million. What's wrong with that? It's going to take time, though. It ain't going to happen overnight. All right. If you are not a part of this community and you would like to at least explore it, you can go to our webpage at www.tradephantoms.com. Tell you all about the company, our program, our process, membership plans. Sometimes people just sign up and get enrolled. A lot of times people will come to the free class, which we highly recommend. You complimentary class every Thursday night. This Thursday, Mr. Black will be teaching it. Mr. Black, you can also catch him on TikTok and YouTube as well. Mr. Blue does a lot of great, unbelievable trading sessions on there as well. But just go to register here and you can come to the complimentary class and see if signing up for the program is good for you. The The class is this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, we cover a lot of stuff in that class. A lot of stuff. All right, if you go to it, it will show you what we actually cover. If I log in, it's giving me a hard time. But it's pretty easy to log in. It's pretty easy to sign up. All right, first name, last name, all that good stuff. And then down below, it will show you what we actually teach, and it's a lot. It's a lot of curriculum for 90 minutes. Multi-directional trading, how professional analyze the market and trade, how the markets really work. You know, definitely you want to check it out. If you don't move forward, you're still going to learn a lot. If you move forward, you will. All right. You're going to be happy either way. The programs are like a gym membership, put it that way. But all the prices are on the website. So let's get back to let's get back. All right, so we got 3 sections to this. Section 2, guidance and community. Guidance and community. Structure, mentee, mentor, peers. Let me tell you something. Let's talk about structure. Let's talk about structure first before we get into community. I say this proudly. Look, I make a lot of mistakes day to day. Nobody's perfect. But I'll tell you what, man. I'm a machine when it comes to my routine. I'm a machine, man. And I didn't build up those habits. You know, overnight. I built those habits up over years. And look, go back to the last slide. Did I fall down when I built those habits up? Were there some mornings I got up and I didn't hit the gym? Absolutely. But I got back up and I got back in the cycle. That's the game, people. And you're going to get to a point where your habits are so strong. Okay? Yes. But you guys are asking the wrong questions. You guys are too focused about money, man. I know that's hard to swallow, but hear me out. This isn't about money. The first 6 months of my trading were the hardest 6 months I ever had because I was so focused on money. And I read a quote from Bill Lipschitz, who's like the dawn of FX trading. Okay? I don't want to sell the class. Come on, I don't want to sell the class, man. This is either for them. I appreciate the shout out, Williamson, but that's not what I'm on here for tonight. You know, if people, I believe things are promoted by attraction. If you want what I have, do what I do. You know, if you see genuineness here, then you roll with it. Okay, I hear my dogs acting obnoxious out there. They need to shut up. Guys, I heard Bill Lipschitz say it's not about making money, it's about the process. That changed my trading career. I finally said to myself, Anthony, you just got to get good at this. You guys are being fixated on the money, you'll probably never get there. You'll probably never get there. I hate to say that, but you'll probably never will. You know, don't get mad. I'm giving you an outlet. I'm giving you coping skills to learn how to do this. This is arguably one of the best skill sets in the world. One of the best skill sets in the world. I took 12 vacations this year. I'm in hotel rooms teaching classes. I'm at the Kentucky Derby. I'm doing this. Now, I'm making a lifestyle representation, but my point is this. It's because I can trade. Anything that good is going to take time. So just hear me out. I'm just giving you the tools. I'm giving you the tools that no one looks at. You got to have life balance, in my opinion. Okay? I'm big. I get up in the morning. I'm on a clock, baby. I get up at 5:30, 6 a.m. every day. I meditate. I pray. I'm not pushing religion on anybody. That's for you. But my point is, if you're not religious, then get up and, reflect, read. Embrace other things besides trading and investing. Embrace things that are going to open your mind up. Okay? I get up and I do these things and then I go to the gym. I work out. Right? I still box professionally, right? I'll probably give that up soon. I've been doing it for 25 years. I'll always coach it, but that's my thing. I stay in shape, man. Physical, mental, and spiritual health. I have these things. I'm structured. My life is revolved around having good mental health. If I don't have good mental health, I am not going to make money. So I'll say that first. You got problems at home? Okay. You got problems at home? Okay, Mr. Black. I said that. I said that. Don't interrupt my swag, Mr. Black. Don't come in here with your stuff. I said there's no representations of earnings reports or anything. I said that. So you must have went off and ate some chips or did whatever it is that you do over there in Texas, because you're a real Texan now. No, I'm glad Mr. Black joined us tonight. That's good. It's good. No earnings representations here. I already told you. Don't worry about the money. But it's all, let me tell you something. Your mental, some people I believe naturally, what's up, Ray? Some people I believe naturally come out of the womb and they have good mental health. I wasn't one of them. You know, that can be chemical, that can be biological, that can be nature versus nurture, that can be your surroundings, but it is what it is. Tonight's not the night for that. You are where you are most likely because of how you grew up and your circumstances. And you got to deal with those things. And those things are going to affect your trading. In a bad marriage, fighting with your wife all the time, fighting with your husband, okay? It's going to affect you. Okay? It will affect you. Bad day at your job sucked for the last year. Come home. Dog pisses on the floor. Kids are yelling. It's going to affect you. Maybe it's not time to trade. Okay? All right? Now, Mr. Black will be on TikTok as soon as I'm done. Relax, guys. Relax. He'll be there. Mr. Black owns TikTok. Doesn't own it, but he's like the Don of TikTok. He's the guru, okay? Structure, have it. You gotta have it. You gotta have balance. It can't just be trading structure, I'm telling you. You can't, I look at, you're talking to a guy who's 14 years sober. If there's anybody who's an addict in the room, it's me. When I learned this, I said, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Look, when I say I'm an addict for good and bad things. Look, I'm a believer that you want to push yourself, but less is more sometimes, people. Sometimes you can do too much. Okay? We say give us 4 to 6 hours a week. So structure, mentor, mentee. You got to have not just one mentor, multiple mentors. One person's not going to hold your hand to the promised land. Life don't work that way. There's things I can teach you that Black can't teach you. There's things that Black teaches you that I can't teach you. The same with Blue. Your peers, you're going to learn more from them than you're going to learn from us. It's community. You know, it's like I laugh. People are like, oh, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get in shape. Now I'm going to quit the gym? Who would do that? You pay a cost to be in a community. Once you learn it, that's the hard part. Staying around, you're making money, you're not going to leave a community. I heard people in my last class already said they don't have anybody in their lives to talk to about this stuff. Yeah, most people are intimidated by this stuff. Okay? People will lift you out of tough mental situations. I believe that. I believe that. And I also believe that when you get good, I'll throw some kudos out to like guys like Joey O and guys like that, guys that are leaders in our community. They are getting better by giving back. Years 1 to 2 for me was the best. The company I was at that time, I taught for free an hour a week. My process, just when I got profitable, I started teaching. That was the biggest leap I ever had. And you know what? At the time, I was just excited because I had it. But let me tell you something. Giving back is selfish. Ultimately, it's really for you. It's not for them. I know a lot of, oh, I'm not going to do that. No. You act like the expert until you become the expert. Okay? Show me your friends. I'll show you your future. I don't care if you're hanging around with good people. You want to hang around with people that are trading, that are serious about it. People that are above your level, at your level, and below your level. Are you picking this up, people? Are you tracking? Are you with me? Are you good? Before we do the last slide, one more time for people that just joined, if you would like to check out our program, please come to www.tradephantoms.com, okay? We would love to have you. Complimentary class this Thursday. The one, the only, the great Mr. Black will be teaching it. I will be there, of course, to help out with questions. You're going to learn a lot in the 90-minute class. If you want to just go to the webpage and check out our program, our membership costs, they're all there. Everything's outlined. Just go to TradePhantoms.com, explore that webpage, all right? I'll check in one more time with that. Let's do the last piece. Trenches. The will to be great. So I said originally when I wrote this up, it was the will to win. Get your head out of the gutter, Mark. When I first started this, I said I had it written out as the will to win, and I said, you know what? I don't want that to be it, because that's not what it's about. At the end of the day, you want to win. I'm as competitive as you'll meet, but I'm a big fan of the Man in the Arena. Has anyone ever read The Man in the Arena? Teddy Roosevelt. I wish I had the camera on me right now. All right? Has anyone ever heard that Man in the Arena? This is what I'm going at. You ready? The Man in the Arena, Theodore Roosevelt, April 23rd, 1910. Listen. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose faces is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives violently, who errs, who comes short again and again. We talked about that, falling off, coming short, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. You are going to fail, people. That is the game. It's part of the game. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotion, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. So what this place shall never be with his cold and timid souls, who should never know victory nor defeat. That last line is huge. I'll tell you why. Because there's no end game here, people. Let me ask y'all a question. Do most people live in a world? They live in a world that's very black and white, that they think, oh, once I complete this, I'm going to get hit. You're never completed. You go back to the arena to get better. You're always in an evolution of change. There's no end game. Death is the end game. And until that day comes, we're always going to be in the arena. I'm telling you this to take the pressure off of you. You have too much pressure on you right now. Got to make money. Got to learn what they're doing. Got to do this. Guys, stop. You keep that mindset up, you'll never make money. Take the pressure off. Easy does it. Relax. Okay? But adopt some of these mindsets. No matter what. No matter what. I had a guy tell me a long time ago in the mental health field, he goes, Anthony, you're going to be okay no matter what. Old Italian guy, no matter what, you're going to be okay. And when he said that, I was like, yeah, okay, Chippy. That was his nickname, Chip. So, okay, Chippy. I didn't believe it. But you know what? I had faith in him because I liked what he had. He had peace of mind. He had clarity. He had vision. So I said to myself, man, if this guy has that, I want what he has. So I'm willing to do what he does. And I faked it till I made it. Act as if until you get there. I believe that. You know, I'm not telling you to lie. Don't go around on the dating sites telling people you're a millionaire. I know Harrison's going to do that. No, I'm joking. You tell people right now you're a professional trader. You're learning to be a professional trader. You should say that. Who cares what they think? You don't got to get into specifics or details. I always say if people, you know, if people, we don't want to lie though. You know, we don't want to lie because it's not about lying. It's about believing. It's about drinking the Kool-Aid. It's about drinking the Kool-Aid and believing in yourself. All right? Like you have to have that kind of swagger. I believe that. If you're constantly in a state of, like a guy that owns a restaurant that's losing money is not going to say, I'm an amateur restaurant owner. I'm learning to, no, he's in the game. He's in the game. So when at the beginning, before I even got profitable, I said, this is what I do. I trade. I trade professionally. And I think someone asked me, do you make money? And I said, not yet. I have other jobs, but I'm getting there. And I said it with a brass of confidence. I'm not going to swear. I told Mr. I've done good. I haven't sweared, and I'm not going to swear on YouTube. But F them. They don't matter. They don't matter. You got to believe in what you're doing here. And then, as I already said, give back. It only makes you better. It only makes you better. It only makes you better. Williamson, you should say it right now. Just you're amongst professionals learning professional strategies. You should say it right now. I believe that. You got to manifest it, man. Some of you believe in this psychology, some of you don't. Some of you have gotten to profitability without believing in it. That's okay. However you get there, there's no perfect way to do this, but let me tell you something, okay? Let me tell you something right now. There's no time limit, Mark. There's no time limit. You have to think before it happens. You guys hear me talk about it. Think, feel, act. The way you think affects the way you feel, affects the actions in your life. You got to see it, you got to believe it, and then it's going to be there. You got to get that ugly stigma off of you that's been planted in there from years of people telling you that you can't do it. Because that's what it all boils down to. I don't care if it was your parents or your friends or students at school. That's what it is. A lifetime of people telling you that you can't. You got to live in the can. Now that doesn't mean, and then you got to do that. I'm giving you some motivation. I'm going to be realistic. You got to do all that while getting kicked, beaten, dust in your face, blood, marred, all that stuff. Okay? All of that stuff. Rogolio, that's what I'm talking about. It's not easy. I wrote a book on it, The Art of Showing Up. You got to show up, man. That stuff will go away. That stuff will go away, Rogolio. Okay? It will go away. You got to show up the next day. And then one day you don't show up because you're so frustrated, bro. There's no magic answer, Rogolio. But there's a, you want to know what the true answer is? Do you want to know, Rogolio, I'm glad you brought it up. Do you want to know the people that do the best in this? Believe it or not, are the people who have the best attitudes. The people that are like, I'm going to work hard, but when I'm going to get there, man. I'm going to get there. Attitude. 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 It's all about attitude. All I can preach is attitude. If you got an attitude, some say an attitude of gratitude. If you got an attitude, man, a good positive attitude, yeah, that doesn't mean negative things aren't going to come up, but you accept them. I'll give you some mindfulness. Okay? I'll give you some mindfulness. Okay? We'll get deeper into this psychology theories, but how to combat negative thoughts, there's a couple ways to look at it. So I'll give you some tips on that. Some people can use corrective thinking. Like a thought comes into their mind and they're like, that's called I'm going to give you some real psychology stuff. Because you're talking to a guy with a degree and that's been in therapy in and out for 14 years. I love therapy. I think everybody should be in therapy. Okay? Therapy's great. You're getting it right now, whether you know it or not. Cognitive behavioral therapy is the art of analyzing the thoughts that come in and changing those thoughts. That works for some people. That didn't work for me. I worked better for mindfulness. Okay, a negative thought comes in. Anthony, you suck. You're never going to get this. What would I do? I would observe that thought. I'd look at it as like a passing cloud. and realize that my thoughts aren't who I am. They can make up who I am if I let them, but they're just thoughts. What do they say? Where's my man Greg? How many thoughts do we have go through our brain a day? A couple 100,000? Is it something stupid like that? Greg would know this answer, right? The reaction. Because listen, there's another thing that goes on. How many people out here have that thought go in their head? Be honest. I suck. I'm never going to learn this. This is hard. And then the other talking head comes in and goes, you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, Todd. I'm all about that. Guys, I got sober by learning the thought process. And then I applied all that stuff to my business. Best thing I could have done. I wouldn't have became successful if I didn't get sober. Because when I got sober, there's some people who get sober that have money. I had nothing. I was homeless. No. But if I wanted to, I would. But no, I've never had any thoughts about quitting trading. Oh, what? When I first started? Not quit it, but I was frustrated, Harrison. But let me tell you something, Harrison. I'm rare in the sense that I'm persistent. Now, I'm not saying I'm better than, because I'm hard-headed. And I'm persistent in my own, and sometimes I'm so persistent to a fault. But I don't quit things. I don't. You know, I grew up with a dad. With a dad, that's a Marine Corps saying. I grew up with a dad that was like, you quit everything, and he was right. And you know what? When I turned my life around, there's some things I should quit. I'm overly persistent, but I've taught for so long that I know that everybody's different. Okay? Thank you, Wilson. And a lot of people don't have that tenacity, and that you don't need that tenacity to be successful in this. You got to have some tenacity. And you got to have a sense of humor. You guys in the chat rooms know that I joke all the time. You can't take yourself too serious in this, especially this business. Oh, man. You got to have a raw personality. You got to be at it, man. You got to. This stuff is serious, man, and it gets frustrating. Absolutely is perseverance. But, you know, I try, I do my best, you know. Thoughts come through my head throughout the course of the day. Let's say they have nothing to do with trading. I evaluate the thoughts and I say, that's not who I am. Say, who do I want to be? Let me tell you something. Your brain is a library full of thoughts and actions that have happened. Now I'm telling you to rewire it. That's not going to happen in 6 months. It's probably never going to happen. You're going to die with goofy thoughts, but your thoughts don't make who you are. Your actions do. Corrective thinking. I like to observe thoughts and say, yeah, that's foolish. And then you do it long enough, you get better at it. It's like PTSD, all right? Whether you got it from war or childhood or whatever, you never fix it. You learn to live with it. Give me a yes if that makes sense to everybody. You're always going to have these weird thoughts and actions and stuff like that, but you're going to learn how to deal with it. And through that process, you're going to become a professional trader. That's the goal. I'm okay with you saying you're a professional right now. I don't care. Just don't lie. Then if I say, are you profitable? Go, no, but I will be. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. You got to believe, man. Belief. My faith is my strongest suit, but I got faith through recovery. I feel bad for a lot of people that they don't have faith. You don't have to believe in God, okay? You don't have to believe in God. You don't have to. You don't have to be someone. You can be anti-God. Faith is a different thing, man. Faith and belief. Believe in what's around you, who's around you, what's going on, man. You know, believe in all that stuff. Drink the Kool-Aid. Get into the motivational stuff. Find the things that help you and assist you. Okay? You got it. All right, guys. Last but not least, as I wrap up. 45 minutes. I said right between 30 minutes and an hour. If you are a phantom, this does not pertain to you. If you are not a phantom and you would like to learn this great skill set of learning how to trade professionally and, you know, make this a life-changing thing, and you're realistic about expectations that it doesn't happen overnight, come check us out. Go to our webpage at www.tradephantoms.com. You can click on register for the free class, which is Thursday night. This Thursday we'll be with Mr. Black at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? You can also go straight to the membership plans and check those out. All our costs are very effective. I say it's like having a gym membership. Okay, everything is very in reason. You can reach out. Somebody will reach out. Either one of us will reach out to you if there's a contact number on there as well. Okay? Pay attention to more of these YouTubes and these lives. Okay, you're going to see all of us, Mr. Black, Mr. Blue, on the YouTubes and lives as well. Okay? Stay in the race, brother. I kept the faith, right? What'd he say? I finished the race and I kept the faith, baby. I'm in the race and I keep the faith. That's my saying. With that, have a great night, everybody. And for those of you that I will see in the classroom, I'll see you in the classroom Thursday night. We do have a Canadian dollar news announcement tomorrow. So get ready. That's some trading stuff, though. I'm watching the Celtics, brother. I should be at that game, but I passed up on it. They hung the banner tonight. I got to watch the recording of it. You guys are welcome. Good audience. Good job. Trade safe. Be safe. I'm going to start getting ready.